and welcome to my little film and TV channel. We're going over to Amazon Prime today, so if you got your subscription, something to watch. Interesting one. The critics absolutely hate this. I'm not being over the top with that, but yeah, the public seem to think it's okay, and let's see where I go on it. We're going to look at something called The Terminal List. Yes, 8 episodes by about 60 minutes approximately, so quite long for one of these. An action thriller. And of course, based on the novel of the same name by Jack Carr, if you're a fan of Jack Carr's stuff. Released on Amazon Prime on July the 1st, 2022. I'm recording this on the 7th of July, 2022. Rotten Tomatoes audience, positivity, 93%. We'll go for that. Internet Movie Database, Joe Public, what are they thinking? 8.2 out of 10. Unbelievable stuff, this. Although there's 5,417 10 out of 10s. I'm sorry, it's not a 10 out of 10 by any means. So we'll ignore that. Let's see how the others step up, all the other scores. 6 to 9 out of 10. Well, 8,872 of those. 2 to 5, which is not very good, is it? 596 only. So a positivity rate, with the Rotten Tomatoes, higher than Rotten Tomatoes, 94%. And that's taking all those 10 out of 10s out. That's probably skewed the score just a little bit. And what's it about? Well, the series follows Lieutenant Commander James Reese after his entire platoon of Navy SEALs is ambushed while on a covert mission. Reese returns home to his family with conflicting memories of the event and questions about his culpability. As new evidence comes to light, Reese discovers dark forces working against him. Yeah, we have conspiracy theories all over the place in this one, endangering not only his life but the lives of those he loves. It stars, yes, interesting. This guy does split opinions. Chris Pratt in the main role as the Commander James Reese. Taylor Kitsch is in it. Constance Wu, Riley Keough, Arlo Mertz, and Jeannie Triplehorn. And Rotten Tomatoes, yeah, on to the critics. Well, the public like it, no doubt. So let's go for the miserable sods, the critics. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, only a 37% approval rating, 24 critics, and they say while Chris Pratt fully commits himself to the Terminal List mission, this thriller's unrelenting gruffness is no meat and all potatoes. Ollie Richards of the Empire magazine said, if you enjoy Jack Ryan and Reacher, this is a show the algorithm would say you should watch next. Ignore it. Well, I like Jack Ryan, I like Reacher. And this is okay. I'll say that now. I didn't ignore it, so I'm glad I didn't listen to Ollie Richards. Brad Newsom from the Sydney Morning Herald is a bit more positive, and there weren't many. The series arrives with impact, intrigue and interesting tradecraft, even if Pratt isn't a terribly captivating lead. Yes, Mr. Pratt will crop up from time to time, because he isn't. Yeah, Metacritic, the other critic site, again, very, very low. 40 out of 100 based on 25 critics. 4 positive, 8 mixed, and 13 negative. I just don't understand. I think they're trying to be too hyperloy, I think, these critics with this one. And it scored anywhere between 10 out of 100 and 75 out of 100. There's a lot of under 50s in this as well, a lot of 20s, 30s out of 100. The Telegraph's Michael Hogan, we look at him sometimes, give it 20, and said, a miscast Pratt isn't the only problem with this 8-part pudding of a production. Don't mess about, Mike. The scripts and story are even worse. It's that hoary old thriller trope, a conspiracy that goes right to the top. Nothing new. Sometimes that's okay, isn't it? Chicago Sun-Times Richard Rooper, he's middling on it, 50 out of 100. He said, Chris Pratt miscasting this occasionally thrilling and well-paced but ultimately predictable, formulaic and cliche-riddled series. There you go through the whole gambit there. In a role that calls for an actor to demonstrate a wide range of the deepest possible human emotions, he's a soldier. Pratt comes across as slightly stiff and not fully immersed in the character. Yes, he was actually. I think he was actually accusing him of just picking up his wage packet and not being bothered. Okay, no, it's just the way Chris Pratt acts. It's just how he is. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much positive on Pratt. He's not my favourite actor. He doesn't quite work in this, but yeah, I think that's again a little bit over the top. But there was one or two who did like it. Newsday's Robert Levin. He's in line with the public. He knows what the public want. He gave it 75 out of 100 and said, fans of quality action and thriller storytelling will have a good time with the Terminal List, even if they'll probably be able to predict exactly where it's going. Yes, I mean, there's one big twist that I knew from episode 1, but hey, that's just because I watched a lot of TV. Yeah, I think, I have to agree with what some of Robert's saying. He's being positive, but yeah, I mean, there is entertainment. I think that's what he's coming down to the facts. So my little thoughts, say I've let you know what I think generally when I've been going through this, but yeah, I mean, a lot of reviews have been saying this is 8 hours, which is what it is, 8 episodes by 60 minutes crammed into 2. I'm usually all for this critique. If you watch my critiques, I always say 6 episodes, well, that could be 4, or 8 episodes, that could be 6, 12 episodes, it should have been 8 or 9. Yeah, I'm all for that, but I thought it was all right. I think, all right, pinch, perhaps down to 6. But apart from a sluggish start, I was always engaged in this, and I binge watched it. So usually that's a bad sign. If you with something that's 8 hours long, you get a bit bored with it. But I thought it was okay, absolutely fine. I was engaged. As I said, the sluggish start for the first episode or 2, but then it got going. I can fully understand, and this, I think I've sort of made you aware of that. The Pratt criticism, it isn't his ideal role. I don't know what is his ideal role. I don't really rate him particularly, but it's what we get, and he does his best with what we have. So I'm not going to have such a downer on it, in all fairness, because would a different actor have made a big impression on this story? Probably not. Not really. He might have had a little bit more range, but I don't think it would have made a lot of difference to the whole thing. So there you go. Summing up, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as being judged, especially by the critics. I say the public is generally not enthusiastic, but happy with it. I think that's the word we use. And it is simple by the numbers stuff. A little bit predictable, of course it is. But sometimes that's all we need. We don't really want anything too smart and clever. And this definitely isn't too smart and clever. So I'm going to give it my basic watchable score, which is, I'm happy with it. 6 out of 10. Let me know, guys, what you think anyway. I have no idea why so many of the critics are down on it. I've never seen such a... We do get it, of course we do, where critics like something and the public doesn't, and vice versa, and sometimes we agree, but I don't know why they're so down on this one as they have been. Really pushing it, and as I say, the public are generally more favourable. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please, until we meet again, please stay safe, everyone. Bye for now.